What's up, taters? This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. I am a proud resident of Georgia. I absolutely love it here, and I've been here for a long time. And I want to say that we here in Georgia believe in preserving history, even if it triggers the left, even if it triggers the commies, and some of those individuals of color that has a problem with history and want to find a way of being victim by it. We have laws that preserve statues, Confederate statues, like this one right here. This is what you see, the Robert E. Lee statue. Let me show you another picture. I actually love this statue, and it's in Stone Mountain in the hood. It's a beautiful carving inside of the stone, inside of the mountain of Stone Mountain, right? And what they have normally, I don't know if they still do it if it's really cold outside, but throughout the entire spring, throughout the entire summer, I know for a fact that they have the laser show, and the laser show is really featured all over here on the mountain. It's so beautiful, and can you believe it? Are you ready for something? This is gonna knock your socks off, but a lot of blacks, in addition to Hispanics, maybe some Latinos are sprinkled in there, are more protective of this than whites, because there's a connection to it, and we do not look at it as something that's supporting white supreme pizza. I remember when I was having a little debate with Richard Spencer, and at that time, this is when Stacey Abrams, you know what I'm saying, the big old hippopotamus, she was running for governor the first time. She was running against our current governor, Kemp, who we love so much down here in Georgia. And she was really piggybacking off of the Charlottesville incident by stating that she was going to petition to have a lot of the laws down here that we have in Georgia to preserve statues like this. She was going to get that overturned. In addition to trying to have an AR-15 ban, blah, 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 she lost. But I remember during a time where the same idiots that went to Charlottesville and Virginia was threatening to come down here. And I said, don't you bring your butt down here. We don't want your kind of help. And because of them is the reason why the statue of the Robert E. Lee, I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this happened. They burnt well, first of all, y'all know they took it down a long time ago, right? They removed it. And then they took this old statue. This is really sad. And I didn't even know this happened. They took the old statue and they cut it up, and then they burned it. And I'm not even going to show you the picture that's been going around Twitter. I know this is a little old news. I'm just hearing about it because I didn't know this. So, everybody's like, oh my goodness, like, look at General Lee. A lot of the leftists, a lot of the people from the dark side, if you know what I mean, hint, hint. And they were just celebrating the fact that you just destroyed a statue that represents U.S. history. It doesn't matter if the South lost, the South is still part of the United States. And the fight against the North and the South. And I'm sorry, I know some of you all want to think that the real reason they fought was because of slavery. No, that is not. And I'm so tired of that false narrative. You got a lot of these stupid old white nationalists even repeating that. And, but they're just dumb. And this is the reason why. They're the reason why the Robert E. Lee statue is non-existent. They decide to come over there to the Charlottesville with their tiki torches, talking about Jews will not replace us. And then next thing you know, some woman gets killed. And now y'all gave the Democrats and everybody else who want a race hustle, or anybody who wants to talk about, oh no, the white nation is the Charlottesville. Oh my goodness. They just want to take something and, use it as a way of taking away history and also taking away your rights. And you know what I noticed the common denominator here is, like, every time certain people go out in groups, bad things happen, and those things, whether it was infiltrated by the feds or not, that has nothing to do with it. What I'm telling you is I notice that when people do not go to traps, that none of this would have happened. I believe it all my heart. If them stupid idiots, okay, from what was the name of that thing called? The something right? I can't remember. If you can remember, please let me know. The entire rally, which was spearheaded by Richard Spencer and some other people, I forget what the entire thing. I know it's something the right was in it. I don't know if it's Mike the Right or something like that. I can't remember. If you know, please tell me in the description, in the comment section. But had they just not just came down there to a protest, because it was all white folks, honey, and then it was all fighting against Antifa, and then that's how that overweight woman passed away. Had they stayed at home, had they not come there in the first place, I believe with all my heart and soul that the Robert E. Lee statue would not have been melted. More likely, they would have put it in a museum. From my understanding, certain museums petitioned to have it, and the Virginia state was like, no, this statue is causing a lot of harm. And I'm so glad I'm down here in Georgia where we can basically protect our statue so that nothing like this can happen. They remove it to basically turn it down here and just melt it, just destroy history like that. It's just pathetic what has been going on. And I am happy that we have statues like this one in Georgia, and we have statue like this one in Georgia, and we have statue like this. This is my favorite. I really like that. Okay. General James Longstreet. Okay. We have statues like that. We have lots of Confederate statues down here in Georgia, and we have laws to protect them. No matter who's in office, it's going to take a whole lot to overthrow these laws to take down these statues and revise history. And I want you guys to understand that's the end goal. The end goal is to take away these statues and revise history. Okay. So, and as you all know from one of my great videos that I made about slavery, what was it? The Proud Family Revised History. And I just debunked everything that they said in there to the point where they removed the video. Not my video. They removed their video because that video was semi-viral and nobody did such a detailed debunking like I did. And basically, they were shamed because a lot of that video had everything to do with the 1619 project, which is just completely revised history and talk about stuff that had never occurred in addition to CRT. So I am glad we have these statues here in Georgia to remind everybody, hey, we have a history, and there are people whose family fought for the South. That does not make them bad people. It is what it is. But anyway, so I am so happy to say that, Marjorie Taylor Greene has introduced a legislation to fund and to help to help protect other statues because of what happened here with this. And people were taking this right here, this picture of Robert E. Lee's statue's face just getting melted, and they were just celebrating it like, yay, yes, no more white supreme pieces, statues, and this, that, and the other. I know you better keep your ass out of daggone Georgia. That's all I gotta say. We don't need y'all down here in the South. Stay over there in California or Oregon and Washington State, or stay up there in the North. But y'all come down here and try to change it. And it's, like I said, if most of the blacks down here don't have a problem with it, which they don't, I don't understand why these white libtards come over here and make a big deal out of nothing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And like I said, we love the statues down here, and we don't have a problem with it for the most part. But let's go to this hearing here and this was 6 days ago. So like I said, I'm just now learning about all of this. And so let's listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene present her proposal, because she was very upset about the destruction. I am too. I could have sworn that they were going to change their mind and send that statue to to DC or someplace for it to be looked at as history, and instead it just destroyed it. And if they did that, they could do another one. And this is where states can start collectively start preserving their statues. Now, Virginia's I would have to say Virginia's purple, maybe more leaning blue. So this does not surprise me, but I hope other states in the South do not buckle under such pressure. Let's listen to what Marjorie, and it's not that long, as a matter of fact.
Control, 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentlewoman from Georgia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My amendment prohibits funds from being used to remove any monument on land under the jurisdiction of the Department of Interior. For too long, communist Democrats have been hell-bent on erasing our culture, way of life, and our history, whether we agree with it or not. As George Orwell wrote in 1984, they want a future in which every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book has been rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street and building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. And that process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. And history has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. In 2020, nearly 168 Confederate symbols were removed across the United States.
What is? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I should have pre-listened to this, but I didn't. Holy smokes! How many?
An endless present in which the party is always right. In 2020, nearly 168 Confederate symbols were removed across the United States.
168! White guilt is dangerous. Yes, I said white guilt, Cutting, because blacks did not have the power to do that. Asians, Hispanic, Latinos didn't have the power to do that. White folks did that. The white liberals, the white guilt individuals, the centrists who just don't care. Like, oh my God, just think about all that history being torn down. I did not know it was that high. That is really bad. That's really bad. And oh my goodness. I'm really lost for words right now because that really shocked me. I did not know that many was taken down in 2020 alone. She didn't even mention about 2021.
Many of which were violently torn down by radical BLM Antifa activists that burned American cities to the ground. Most recently, the statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee that stood for nearly a century in Charlottesville, Virginia, was dismembered and melted down in a 2,250-degree furnace. The news media was quick to flood social media with video posts of the statue's head melting down in fire.
Here's the deal. I don't know why I did not see that. Was I on Twitter that day? Was the day I was like taking a break from Twitter or something? I don't even understand like how... those pictures never came across my feed at all. So, like I said, I am so sorry that I'm late to the party like this, but I have to do a video because this bothers me and I want to talk about it.
This was the message. The communists in our country have made it clear that they will not stop with Robert E. Lee and will continue to do this until George Washington's statue is burning in fire. Whether we agree with the monuments, whether we agree with the history, our history is our lessons now for this generation and for future generations to come. Madam Speaker, I reserve.
Okay. So that was the end of that. And she's right. I don't understand. They are already they are revising the books. They're already telling you selective history. They're adding things, taking away from things. And I don't know how people of power allow this to happen. I don't know how certain people are complacent with that. Virginia is predominantly white. And I will say this, like I said, I don't think they would have burned it down, melted it down, had it not had such a tainted connection to it because of idiots who want to show that they white power and the Jews won't replace us. You idiots. Had y'all not showed up, would they have taken the Robert E. Lee statue? Probably. But would they have melted it? No. I believe with all my heart and soul that they would have basically allow it to be at some monument, at some museum in the South. That would be a huge attraction. I would pay to go see that statue if they brought it down here in Georgia. But no, Virginia is like, no, this is so tainted. We can't do it. I can't. But you know what? It's amazing. I want to basically make this point right here. Okay. I want to make a point of, it's amazing that they will take down this statue. But let me ask you guys something. Will they ever take down this statue? This is a hideous statue. This is a statue of a didn't do. This man did not achieve nothing in life, and I do not see how he is honored. This ain't the only statue, though. This is not the only statue. There's other statues of this ugly inner tube lip didn't do. And I'm just like, why is he I guess you could say memorialized in certain type of, in a statue to where it can stay up for how long? If somebody was to take this down, vandalize it, dude, is that a hate crime? What is that? I don't understand. But let me get off of here because this is such a hideous eyesore. That's better. If you're ever in Georgia and it's a nice day outside, and I would call to see if they're still doing it, and if you're in the time when they're doing it, please go to Stone Mountain and check out the laser show with the museum as well as the statue here. You can't, because it's carved on a mountain like this. You're not gonna be able to touch it, but it's huge. It's huge. It's really, really big. So you will see it no matter where you are, how far you are from, how far or close you are from the mountain, you will see. But like I said, I'm so sorry. I'm just now talking about this. I just heard about it, so my bad. But I wanted to make a video on it. So, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. What state do you live in, and has any statues been removed? In Georgia, they are all safe and staying there, and it's going to be like that for several decades. I don't see them changing the laws down here for that at all, but too bad other states can't be that way. Anyway, this is Tree from treeoflogic.com. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to give me a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, taters.